Shannon, will this team even make the playoffs?
We sit here right now, Skip. I just don't see it.
Really?
I don't see it.
Shannon Sharpe says no playoffs for Lakers at this moment.
Skip, let this sink in. They gave up 66 points in the first half. And just to show everybody how bad they are defensively, they gave up 71 in the second half. They gave up 71 points to a team that their best player went 3 of 16 from the floor.
That is correct.
Dejounte
Murray.
Dejounte Murray went 3 of 6, a terrible game.
Yeah, he had 13 assists, but go ahead.
Skip, they have a guy on the bench. What's his name?
Bates-Diop.
Skip, he averages 3.8 points a game.
Correct.
He had 30 points on 11 of 11 shooting.
3 of 3 from 3.
Guys have, because the Lakers are so bad, Skip, and point to one thing. What if the Lakers could correct one thing, what would it be? There isn't one thing. They're terrible at defense. They don't guard the three. They don't shoot the three. They turn the ball over. They're atrocious from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. So if you correct one thing, they're still a bad team.
Yep.
And I get what LeBron is saying. Well, you know, we got so many guys in and out of the lineup. When you had the guys, you were bad. When Frank Vogel was standing on the sideline, you were bad.
Yep.
You're a bad basketball team. Mm. There's no way around it, Skip. I'm just trying to figure out. I've never seen anything like what the Spurs. How do you have 33 assists and only 6 turnovers? How? Skip, you're moving. It's not like guys are just shooting the ball. You're moving the ball. It just goes to show you how poorly a team is defensively that you're going against, that a team can move the ball like that, and you can't get deflections. You can't get steals.
Yep.
And everybody's like, well, AD will be out a month and AD's coming back. Did y'all see AD when he was in there? Did y'all watch Anthony Davis play? Stop pretending like AD was giving you 30 and 13. He was not. This is a bad basketball team. There's no way around it. And I knew they were in trouble, Skip, after I'm looking at LeBron doing what he's doing in the first half, and the Spurs are getting further and further away. Mm. He had 20 of 40. He had 23 of 45, and you're down 15. Mm. I was talking to Steve last night. I said, you know what,
You're
LeBron?
A researcher.
Yeah. I said, man, LeBron might go for 40 and they lose by 20. Skip, I said that, and I'm just joking.
Okay, but you're on track. That was happening.
Skip, yep. He scored 36 and they lose by 28.
28? They gave up 138 to the Spurs?
To the Spurs, a 12 and 18 Spurs, with their best player not playing well as far as shooting the basketball.
Yep.
But everybody else shot great. He's like, I have an off night. If you Lonnie Walker's going to come in, guys coming off the bench. Skip, you got almost 70 points from your bench.
Yeah.
Skip, you know, when you normally put together a little montage, I just want to show the people at home. I want to show the people 3 plays from my guy.
Okay.
Just pull that, right? Look at this. This is the first play offense. This is the Lakers' first offensive play. That's the Lakers. The first time they had the ball. This is what happened.
Yep. I saw that one. Derek White got it easily. Whoops.
That's the first play out of in the second half.
It was.
That's the first play.
Yep.
So the first play in the first quarter, the first play in the second half. And then they got a 2-on-1. LeBron, they had just made a big move. They coming back. Russ and LeBron. Turnover.
Yep.
Skip.
Demoralizing. No D on your part, but demoralizing from Russell Westbrook.
It's not good. It's bad. The defense is bad. The free throw shooting is bad. The three-point defense, the three-point shooting, they just can't guard anybody because everybody's getting beat out the dribble. And when somebody comes to help, layup. Somebody comes to help, kick, wide open 3. They're a bad basketball team. There's no other way around it. We can talk about, but Skip, they make it seem like these guys that are coming back are just like world beaters. They're not.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to drive home one point that you made. My Spurs, or what's left of them, as they completely reload, rebuild, retool, came in 12 and 18, having shot the fewest threes in the league and having made, of course, the fewest threes in the league.
Right.
Help me out. Your stat sheet says they shot 39 threes last night and they made 18 of 39. Mm-hmm. That's 46.2% of the threes that they shot, they made.
Yeah.
This is very un-Spurs-like, but they're all looking at each other like, they're not going to guard us.
Thank you.
Let's eat. We're at Staples on the final night of Staples. Let's celebrate.
You notice the Spurs did this in the forum too. They closed that out in '99
with Tim Duncan.
Yes.
That is correct. That was a strike year.
Spurs, y'all.
You love this? Meanwhile, your team from 3 at home, went 5 of 27. That's a grand total of 18.5%. So what do you think is going to happen if one team makes 18 threes and the other team, the home team, makes 5? Bad things are going to happen. You're going to get doors blown off,
and
right?
you turn it over 14 times, and they turn it over 6.
Okay, now to your man LeBron. The weirdest part of this, the most ironic and resounding part of all this is, over the last 7 games, he has scored more points than anybody in the NBA. Over the last 7 games, think about that. And it's by a lot. LeBron scored 206 points over the last 7. Dame scored 190. So by 16 points, he leads the league in scoring over that little segment of games.
Right.
7 games.
Yeah.
Your team is 3 and 4 in those 7 games. 2 plus 2 equal no playoffs?
Yep.
It doesn't equal 4, right?
Right.
It's hard to fathom, but LeBron every night will say, I got to do this on offense. So he takes it upon his very broad shoulders. He is LeBron, B-R-A-W-N, and he's attacking more. He's shooting a little better than usual from mid-range and 3. And it's like, I got you, but he inevitably gets to through 3 quarters. He just runs out of gas. He's in his 19th year.
Yeah.
He gives you all he's got. He doesn't play much defense because last year he wound up the year ranked 14th in defensive win shares. That's pretty great for a guy in year 18. In fact, it's all-time great. This year he's dropped to 138. He's 138th ranked on individual defense. He doesn't have the juice for it. He's got to save himself a little bit on defense. And by the way, that Bates-Diop that you brought up, they often were guarding each other, but LeBron was having as hard a time guarding him as he was having guarding LeBron. Because when LeBron goes into attack mode, it is still very difficult to keep him from the rim or keep him off the scoreboard. Well, where's that getting you? Nowhere. Because it's gotten you to a game under 500.
Because what's happening, Skip, is that LeBron is having to play. Skip, he's playing 20 minutes in the first half, when theoretically he should be playing somewhere between 15 and 16.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
But you play 20 minutes in the first half, and if he normally plays 8 minutes, 9 minutes in the third quarter, that's 28, 29 minutes. So if the game's somewhat close, he's going to have to play 38, 39, 40 minutes. I'm glad Fizz just basically said, hey, bro, come on, it's over. Come on and sit down. And he held him to 35 minutes. But, Skip, when have we ever seen LeBron be as efficient as he is, and his teams are getting blown out? Like I said, the days of LeBron being LeBron and can drag guys along with him, Skip, that's over. Because I don't believe he can play any better than what he's playing.
I don't think he can do that anymore. He can't just literally lift a whole basketball team into contention. You can't ask him to do that in this stage and at this age. Now, just before I continue to launch on Westbrook, I want to be fair about this. Obviously, there was no AD last night. You're down on him, but he wasn't there. And because of COVID, there was no Avery Bradley, who's their best perimeter defender. And there's no Bazemore, and there's no Malik Monk, and there's no Austin Reeves, who's become like a closer for you both defensively and offensively. And there's no Trevor Ariza last night, and Kendrick Nunn is still out injured, okay? So my point is, that's a lot of bench at the very least that you did not have, a lot of bench depth. And it's all pretty quality to me. So I'm going to give you that because you didn't mention that at all. Okay, so were they shorthanded? Yeah, they were shorthanded last night.
But Skip, even with shorthanded, I mean, that's the Spurs. And I understand that's a professional basketball team. But that effort, I don't know if I've ever seen a game, Skip, in which everybody had a positive plus minus. At least when you bring the backups in, Skip, you go the other team goes on a little run, and somebody's going to have a minus. How do you have and everybody is plus? I mean, you got guys that got 0 points that are plus 16.
Yep, you do. Everybody's a plus. Well, they won by 28 points. Okay, and look what LeBron had in plus minus. He scored 36 points, and he was a minus 23, which was a game high low, right? The game worst. minus 23.
I was like, LeBron, I was thinking, Skip, because the way he got it going in the second quarter, I was like, LeBron has to go for 50.
Yeah.
And I said he could go for 50, and they still lose.
Okay. So what did I see from LeBron in the fourth quarter? I'm still staying up, and I'm thinking, should I go to bed now?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
I should have went to bed.
Okay, so after three quarters, I'm looking at LeBron, and I'm thinking he's already got 33 through three quarters,
right.
and he's 14 of 22 from the floor, and I'm thinking that's pretty good. And at that point, he was 2 of 4 from three, which is pretty
right.
good, and he'd actually made all 3 of his free throws. And
right.
I'm thinking, is it possible he's just going to go on a tear? So he starts the fourth quarter.
Right.
And if we could see what happened, he tried 3 threes in a row, or fairly, he ended up playing 6.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. But I'm thinking he's just going to shoot him back into the game. There's the first one. It's way short because he's losing his legs. He's getting tired.
Yep.
There's
everything should be short.
Yep, it's short. It's just not up. And then this is the one where Fizdale finally said, okay, that's enough. And it was just wide right. Okay. So he had those 3 chances, and in between those, he missed his first free throw of the night on an and one, and he missed his second one. Okay, well, it's LeBron or bust, and you're about to bust because the dam was about to bust on you because you got run off the floor even in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the score. It's 33-18.
Skip, they scored 30. They scored 30 points in all 4 quarters. What do you normally see? I haven't seen it in a while, but you score 30 here, 22, 25. Maybe you get another 30, and then, okay, but you get 33, 33, 39, 33.
Okay? But if I told you yesterday at the end of our show when we were saying what's going to happen tonight at Staples,
right?
If I told you LeBron will go for 36 and Russ will go for 30, what would you say? I'd say it too. I thought you would win anyway.
Yeah.
But I thought you would win comfortably if you told me that, right?
Right.
Okay, so now back to my man Westbrook. There was one play last night that drove me out of my mind, and it's not the one that you showed. It's not the turnover bloopers. It came with 3:25 left in the third quarter, and there's kind of a loose ball scrum underneath the Lakers basket. I don't know if you remember this play. Melo, no.
Oh, you're him and Rondo?
Russ fights, and Rondo fights, and Rondo sort of comes up with the ball and gives it back to Russ, who and-ones it, you thought. And just goes crazy, throwing his fist, yelling at the crowd.
He tried to get him back in it, Skip.
Okay, you know what? That cut the lead to, what did it cut the lead to? 13. That cut the lead to 13 points. Okay, for me, that is not the time to be throwing your fist and yelling at the crowd because it's embarrassing what's happening. So you should just put your head down and go to the free throw line and make the free throw. And, of course, he Westbricked the free throw.
Skip, I was hoping he would go give us some energy.
Okay.
I was like, okay, here we come. Oh, we got the ball. They fighting. Finally, they fighting for the ball,
Okay.
Skip. I was like, okay, we got him now. We got him.
I'm telling you what he was doing at that moment. He was celebrating his putback, his achievement, because he is nothing but a solo act, a stat machine, a triple-double wonder, the 8th wonder of the world. You know it and I know it, but he is not a winning player. It's why he wears number 0 for 0 rings. And to me, that was the epitome of Russ. You're getting excited about it. I'm shaking my head saying, you're really going to celebrate a little putback against the San Antonio Spurs that cut the lead to 13 late in the third quarter? You are kidding me. And to me, I think even LeBron would look side-eyed at him and just say, come on, man, we're better than that.
Man, I watched the guy on the breakaway, Skip. He had a wide-open layup, and the dude missed the layup.
Yep.
That's how I was like, Skip, the Lakers are bad. Skip, look, I done tried to, like, if they had this guy. Skip, this is a bad team. This team is put together poorly. It is.
By GM LeBron?
Hey, he signed off on it.
He did. If
He
not,
signed off on it.
I think he initiated it.
And it is what it is. This is what they got. And I'm not so sure, Skip, I'm not so sure how much better they would be if AD was and all these guys were healthy. I'm not so sure they're much better because they don't have defenders. Tucker's not a defender. Ellington's not a defender. Russ is not a defender. Rondo's not a defender. Carmelo Anthony, who's Isaiah Thomas defending at 5'6"? Jamario Jones, DJ. I mean, come on. These are guys.
Yep, they're guys. Okay, so you preempted me with 3 of Russ's turnovers, but just for the edification of our faithful viewers, we have to give them our daily dose, our fix of the Russell Westbrook turnover blooper tape. We got to see all 5 of them because he did have 5
This is
more.
the first play.
First play, you're throwing it to whom?
Keldon Johnson.
What's the game telling you to do, Russ? It's telling you to what? He's not open. He's guarded by a 7-footer. Russ, think about it. Think, what? It's guarded. It's not
Look at
there.
This is the first play of the second half.
Off shoe, out of bounds. He can lose in these shoes, can he? Yep. Russ, what's the game telling you to do?
You know the game.
I think I'm going to. I think I'll do. Whoops. I don't know what that was. Well,
I mean, think about it, Skip. He's in the game, and he's bending over doing this. What the hell you think Laker fans at home, if he's doing that in the game, what do you think the fans sitting on their couch and the fans in Staples, what do you think they were doing?
great point. So, before the game yesterday, interim coach Fizdale talked about how in film sessions we're holding players accountable. Young player THT, only 20 years of age, we're showing him where he's gone wrong, and he's coachable, and he's soaking it all in, and we're showing Russ what's happening on these turnovers.
What he said, Skip.
And then he defended him. He turned right around and said, he had 7 the night before. He said on 4 or 5 of them, players were out of position.
No, they weren't.
Oh, stop.
Skip, let me ask you a question. In Russell Westbrook, in OKC, in Houston, in Washington, how many times do you think the coach has sat him down and say, Russ, I think you're a little out of control here. I think you're trying to do too much here. I think you're too fast here. How many times do you think that happened?
I know 0. 0. He's become spoiled beyond control because nobody held him accountable ever in his career. And it started with those young Thunder when they just gave him his head and his way. And he was Sam Presti's favorite draft pick because he was, even though it's fairly early in the first round, he was still a diamond in the rough because I didn't see it coming. When I watched all those UCLA games, you couldn't see this guy at UCLA.
No. I mean, Kevin Durant was a given.
Oh,
Kevin Durant, he should have never got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant should have went #1 overall.
Yep.
But Greg Oden, 7 foot tall, big guy, okay, fine. But Skip, at some point in time, I mean, Fizdale said, you know, what happened, he had gotten him under control, but I guess he felt that he had to do more. What do you mean? We don't need you to do more. We need you to turn the ball over less.
Yep.
That's what we need. But Skip, look, this one, I'm not even. Russ could have had 0 turnovers. And if they have 0 turnovers, they probably lose by 20.
Yep.
Skip, this is a bad basketball team. That's what this is. I mean, come on, Skip, look, they got 20 points from their bench. The other team got 69. You're not winning the game like that.
So I predicted 2 weeks ago that Frankie V, as in Vogel, wouldn't make it past the new year. I think the clock is ticking. He might have gotten a reprieve because he's on COVID protocol list, right? So maybe because he's out of sight, out of mind, he's out of harm's way for the moment. But at some point, somebody's going to have to pay for this. You need somebody to be sacrificed.
Skip, even if you lose, there's a way in which you lose that shows respect and dignity.
Yep.
You can't lose by 28 points to the Spurs. If that's a full go Nets team, KD, Kyrie, Harden, after 3 or 4 weeks playing together, and this is the roster you trot out there, Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, they understand that. If that's the Warriors, once they get Steph back, if that's Phoenix,
Clayback,
excuse me. If that's Phoenix, Skip, they'll understand that. You can't lose by 28 to that team.
You cannot, especially on closing night for Staples, in which you trotted out a bunch of Laker legends at halftime.
I thought you'd have had some pride, Skip. Like, you know what? This is the last time. Man, there's a lot of memories in this building.
A lot of memories.
Let's go, baby.
No.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.